yeah.
Yo, real quick before we start. This is the Casual Nerds Podcast. We're two regular guys with big opinions, questionable research, and jokes that occasionally cross a line. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're just here to have a good time. So kick back, relax, and remember, if you take us too seriously, that's on you, nerd.
Nerd.
On you, nerd. Oh, I gotta wake up, bro.
Bro, you need an
Wake up.
Alani.
I know.
But not your daughter.
I know. She saw that. She went with me to GNC to buy some pre-workout, and she saw Alani. She was like, "That's me." I was like, "Yeah, you have an energy drink."
Yeah,
like,
every time I
so
see that
cool.
shit, I obviously always think of her. And then the other day actually I've had so many because I went to Costco, like, I don't know, it's been probably like 3 weeks at this point.
Mhm.
And I usually get like energy drinks shipped to me through Amazon like once a month or something.
Sure.
Just so I have something throughout the month. And it's usually like a good deal, like you get a decent discount to do it that way. Costco had them like even cheaper. Well, I usually get like C4 or Bang or something else.
Sure.
But I've been trying to go like a little bit lighter on the caffeine intake. Those like the Bangs and the C4s at the like 250 and 300, they were starting to, like, usually I'm like, yo, that's the level that I need. Anything else less wasn't doing it for me.
Mhm.
They were starting to get me like, I don't know, like weirdly anxious.
Yeah. Welcome to
It wasn't like making my heart beat faster or anything, but I had this like weird anxiety. I was like, this doesn't feel right. I think I'm getting too old for this shit.
welcome to my life. That's
Yeah.
literally why I'm always anxious. I'm always
I mean, I think the Alanis are 200, so it's not like I'm reducing that much.
Sure.
But anyways, they had like this fucking crazy ass deal on Alanis. I think I
she
got
was
a
so happy
case for like $16 or some shit.
She was so happy when she saw it, and she was like, "Oh, and the flavors are all wonderful." She's getting.
They're a little sweet.
Oh, she hasn't tasted one because
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, the flavors have cool names like pink slushy and orange sherbet and cherry some shit. It's a little bit too sweet for me.
She would love it.
But I deal with it. Or sometimes I water it down with some seltzer.
Honestly, I think the Alani, I associate that with a woman's energy drink because of the color scheme is always very, like, even the name, right? It looks like it caters to, it's probably like Hawaiian or something, and that's why it's
probably
that's why it's the name, the colorful schemes and stuff like that. So that's probably why that it's like that. But I always associate it with like, oh, this is like catered for, towards women. So I never really, I think I maybe bought one. But those energy drinks don't do shit for me. Like those type of energy drinks, if I do, I'll get the OG white sugar-free Monster.
Oh yeah, that don't do anything. It's too little. It's only like 125, I think.
It doesn't really do anything for me, so I don't really do those much. But my girl loves them, so whenever she gets like a deal on, and it's something where I'm just like, I could go for a little bit of caffeine, but I don't really need anything crazy, I'll drink one of those. But it's more for the taste, you know what I mean? So it doesn't
definitely. The taste is everything. Like,
yeah.
I was actually just talking to someone about that this past weekend, because I was out working at the lake house and shopping, and then had to grab some energy drinks because I was getting beat up.
Sure.
And I was talking about just how, like, they had the options, like the white Monster, the purple Monster. Those are usually the ones that I would get. And then they had like Celsius and shit. And then I was just like, all these different fucking energy brands out here, that Rain, all this shit, right? they all claim to have all this different extracts and nutrients and different things that are the energy boosters. But and at the end of the day, the only energy booster that's really in these things, the only thing that actually matters for energy is how much caffeine is in the fucking bottle.
Correct. Yep.
If that's the only thing that you can gauge or wager. All this other bullshit that they throw in there, even when it's got like epinephrine, which I believe is like it was a big rusher. Sometimes it's just like a very small amount. It's nowhere near as much as what they would put in like a pre-workout or whatever.
Sure.
And so it's like, these it's mostly just fucking caffeine.
Yeah, I can't go for an energy drink that's less than like 250, 300 is the one that I go for, because I start my day every morning off with pre-workout if I'm working out, and then I make a thing of coffee. I used to, when I worked at Apple, it was like clockwork. I go to Starbucks, I get a cold brew because it has the most caffeine in the iced coffee world. And then I'd get a blonde shot or two because the blonde shot has more caffeine than regular shot. Yeah, yo, and sugar-free vanilla. Like I was surviving off of this. Is the only way that I would get through my day. So when I started having high blood pressure issues, I stopped doing caffeine completely. I switched over to like tea, and I was just trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
And that was the only time, and I would just drink maybe a cup of coffee to try to get through a workout, and I was struggling. And then when I figured out, it was blood pressure, it had nothing to do with my heart was good. We did all the heart things.
Yeah.
And I asked the doctor, I'm like, so what do you think? Like, is the caffeine affecting me? Is it this pre-workout? What is it? And she was like, well, it seems like right now, like you have a healthy heart. Like there's no indication that it's your heart, and your body seems to be doing well off of this. So now I need to start relaxing it again, because I had stopped doing the coffee throughout the day and just did my pre-workout, but now I'm back to like drinking coffee, and
right.
I'm just tired all the damn time. So, but whatever, man. It's like, until my heart is ready to explode, I'm gonna keep it going.
I mean, that's kind of how I was going until I felt it, and then I'm like,
that shit is scary.
Maybe my heart is ready to explode. I mean, I wasn't getting like notifications or anything on my watch, so thankfully, I haven't actually get that far.
I didn't do anything like that, but it gets scary when something happens and you don't know why it's happening. Then it's like, oh wait, no, I don't.
Right.
I don't want that. Until then, you're like, fuck it, yeah. And it's like, wait, hold up. It's getting too real now. All right, let's clap this in and then we'll get it started. Keep going.
Oh, yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Cool. All right, let's see. I have a bunch of things to go for. Don't have any questions anymore. But it is what it is. We have a lot to talk about in the Hollywood world.
I bet a lot has happened.
And just because we don't like officially do like
research,
the news, if you the news, if you ever feel like there's something going on in the world unpolitical wise that you feel like we should be talking about, let me know, and then we can definitely do that. Wish we were following this Diddy trial, because I just read something that Laura London has been brought in, and somebody just gave in the deets that Laura London is actually used to help Diddy set up some of these parties, and I was like, oh shit!
I did not know that.
I don't know. I literally was just looking at it as as we were logging on. So,
oh wow,
like this is crazy. They're trying to get Laura London now. Like, damn. All right. Well, you good to go?
I am good.
All right. Let's play the intro. How are we looking on a video intro, by the way?
I've done nothing for it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. All right, let's do it.
Go. Did these guys do any research?
Who the hell do they think they are? Welcome to Casual Nerds.
Welcome to the episode, 258 of Casual Nerds. As always, you know me.
What's up, what?
You know my guy on the other end. And we are the Casual Nerds, baby.
Just make sure you check it out, homie.
Yeah, man. It's been a really good week, crazy week for Hollywood talk. A lot of rumors going on, a lot of castings. Some we'll get into, some we won't. Some we may just, I don't know, may just bring up in casual conversation. No pun intended. But before we do all
is that a
that,
segment now? Just casual conversation?
Casual conversation. I think we just naturally do that shit anyway. So
Word.
Yeah, but until then, how was your extended weekend, man?
Oh, it was good. Went up to the lake. Kids are decently in health. I mean, they're little, just kid shit, right?
Yep.
On and off with the sickness or whatnot. So we went over to the lake. I got tired. I don't know if I mentioned this before. I don't think I did, but I got tired of cutting the grass all the time, or better said, tired of showing up to the lake house
and
it not being cut, right? And then being like, fuck, I gotta wake up tomorrow early and cut the grass, lose half the day doing the yard and all this shit,
Now you paying people.
No. I did that for a little bit. There was a neighbor down the street who's like he lives around there, so let's just call him under the poverty line.
Okay.
And he was hooking it up, and he was doing a decent, he's got like a little rider mower or whatnot. He does a couple people's yards in the neighborhood. And he raised his prices on me last year to like I thought like obscene an amount. Like he wants like $50 for, you've seen my yard, a very small yard. $50 a week or every 2 weeks. Lawn. Yeah, I mean, he probably sees, New York City lawn for a New Yorker, right? Let me charge him the New Yorker prices. So I did the calculations, and I was like, all right, paying this dude every week or every 2 weeks to make sure the grass is cut, or buy a robo lawnmower.
Nice. Okay.
So I pulled the trigger. I got like one of the cheapest ones you could get. That's still like
didn't even know
well rated. Like, it's not bullshit. It's not like some knockoff Chinese brand that you have no idea. Nothing wrong with the Chinese, but the typically Chinese brands, are like the Amazon alphabet game, as I like to call them, because they usually have them wild ass names that you're like, somebody just made this bullshit up. It's like Yaomji or Zinzai, or that. Sometimes it's like, it even sounds like more like casual, let's say, but it'll be like Cash Techy, but it won't be like tech. It'll be like TEKI. I don't know. You've seen the shit on Amazon.
Yeah.
Anyways, wasn't one of those. Legitimate brand. But it was, let's say, mid-range price. Definitely not close to $1,000. But it took a lot of work to fucking set up. So I spent a lot of time, because you got to basically, you remember, what was that shit called back in the day? Invisible fence for dogs, which is basically you lay a wire around the entire fence.
Or
the entire yard.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it like a wireless perimeter?
Nah, see, my brother has a very expensive wireless joint that relies on like satellite and GPS and all this shit. but he's got a lot of trees in his backyard. He said he's constantly losing the connection, and it'll just stop in the middle, which I guess is fine if you live there. But since this is a place that I'm only going to like once or twice a month, I want some shit that that I can kind of rely on, for the most part. And so yeah, I got something that was wired based. So basically, I had to just like stake a cable in the ground around the entire property. And that I'm a little viejito for that. They shot my knees and my back, bro, to be dragging myself around the floor for hours and hours, and it was rainy and shit. But
I feel that.
Your brother showed up and he was great for the laughs and jokes.
Yeah. So that means he didn't help at all.
I mean, he carried the cable in around. I mean, what is he gonna do? Get down and also lay shit? I wasn't gonna. He wasn't there like spending the night or anything. He just showed up for the day. So it was, I was like, yeah, you want to stand outside and drink a beer while I fucking do all this work? So plenty of jokes.
Nice.
Then the next day I had to do it again because I fucked up and typical shit,
it sounds like an eventful memorial.
Yeah, let's call it eventful. But other than that, fun times. And the shit works. It's pretty cool to like look at it from afar on the cameras and just watch some little droid cutting your grass.
That's how it starts.
It is. Yeah.
So that little fucker is in your house trying to kill you somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Let somebody into your house.
Claude AI.
Yep. Mine was pretty fun. It was a good weekend. We didn't really do much. Same old. Took the kids to watch Lilo and Stitch, which that was fun.
That was contributed to the Memorial Day box office.
Bro, that thing was crazy. I know they're making crazy bread because they literally had one playing like every half an hour. And I was, something like that, around that. And every single one of them, I almost didn't do it at all. But the kids were looking forward to it. They're like, oh, it's Memorial Day for Memorial Day. Because, I told them they see the trailers and it says Memorial Day weekend or whatever. So they were like, oh, it's Memorial Day. That means we watching Lilo and Stitch. So, but I
wasn't sure if this was going to get like a lot of,
bro, it was a crazy.
So
there was a lot of people. And every single showing that I would try to pick was like sold out to a point where I was asking my girl, I'm texting her while she's at work, like, yo, do you want to come watch this with us? Because I know it looks like it's going to have to be like front row-ish.
Yeah.
I won't go like immediate front row, but I'll do like the first like 3-4 rows maybe.
Okay.
Like it's all right because the seats recline. It's not that crazy. It's not like back in the day when it was like stiff and you had to look up. So
yeah,
and kids don't care. As long as they're watching the movie, they don't care. But we ended up making it work, and we did like a 8:30 showing, and that thing was packed. We ran into like 4 people that we knew.
Wow.
Yeah, the line for popcorn was crazy. Because of course, you know me. I'm already explaining to my girl. I'm like, yo, movie starts at this time. We got to leave at this time because every theater that I was looking at was packed. So that means there's going to be a crazy line to get into the movie. And she's just like, oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. As they always do. I'm like, all right. And then, of course, the kids didn't want to, they're coming up with every reason not to leave out the door as fast as possible. So anyway, we were in the line. I end up like leaving the line, leaving her to grab all the stuff while I got the kids situated. It was like a crazy thing. So it was definitely packed. They made a lot of money this weekend for sure.
That's awesome.
I think they dominated the box office for the weekend. So
they did. Yeah. That's what I remember seeing.
But anyway, it was good. It was
what do they call it? Lilo Possible or some shit.
I don't know. Yeah, they're always trying to give it those stupid names. But,
Yeah, ain't nothing as good as Barbenheimer.
Nah, and that nothing's gonna stick like that for a while. So,
No.
But anyway, we saw it. Movie was great. I enjoyed it more than the original. I was never really a huge fan of Lilo and Stitch.
Really?
A lot of people
also not a fan.
Yeah, a lot of people were hating on it. My girl agreed. She was like, "Oh, I was never really a huge Lilo and Stitch fan. Like, I like, he was cute and everything, but wasn't big fan." And she loved the movie. She said, like, I thought it was very cute. Like, like it was funny. It was a lot of good stuff to it. So I really enjoyed it. And then now, but of course, all the adults are up in arms about, how they ruined Lilo and Stitch. Like, people
why?
It always happens.
Complaining about now.
Just some certain changes that they made, and it's the same thing. It's
same story.
Yeah, they made these changes. They're trying to push an agenda and
all of
that Disney stuff.
Yeah,
all that.
Maybe we'll talk about it in one of your Hollywood stories because
maybe
that new casting that just came out.
Oh yeah. That one too. But anyway, that's exactly how it is. And I'm getting used to it. I enjoyed it. Thought it was great. Kids enjoyed it. My girl enjoyed it. And that seems to be the major consensus, that people enjoyed it. It's just,
nice.
They like to really shine a light on the negative stuff, but it was fine.
Always.
I don't understand adults like really criticizing kids movies, because like these movies came out when they were like a long time ago. It's like, all right, so you enjoy that one, go watch that one. Like, this is a whole new genre of kids that weren't even alive when the first one came out. Maybe they've seen it, maybe not, but who cares, bro? Like, just let them enjoy this fucking movie.
Seriously.
I don't
get it.
It's crazy. Anyway,
people always got to find something. You definitely can't please everybody, but like it's a bigger problem is just pleasing people in general. Like, especially nowadays, it's so difficult to just make people happy. I guess they could have made Lilo and Stitch R-rated.
Oh, that would have been great. Anything R-rated is great.
People would have been happy about that.
Bro, he would have been savage as hell. I love it. That'd be great. But if you enjoy Lilo and Stitch and you have kids and stuff, just go out and watch it. It's good. Let's see. Let's jump right in because I don't have any questions this week. Maybe we're probably going to bring the questions back at some point. But for now, I'm really enjoying just talking Hollywood stuff, what's going on, rumors, things that sort. So let's jump right into some
Hollywood.
The biggest thing right now, biggest piece of news that has come out within the past week in our world is the Avengers Doomsday and Secret War were both delayed from, I believe they were originally set to come out in May of 2026 and 2027, respectively. Now they're set to come out in December of each year. Now, I don't hate this, honestly. Sounds like you're hating it.
This is the first I hear of it. I saw like a headline somewhere that was more like, let's explain what about the Doomsday delay. And I was like, wait, did they say that Doomsday was delayed and Secret Wars is delayed? But I've been so fucking tied up and busy with shit, I never got a chance to go back and look that up. So I
So
haven't
for a
had
lot
time
of
to process this. So continue talking
sure,
while
yeah.
I
So
process.
some people, a lot of people are actually not very surprised by this news because there's a lot of things still in the air, right? There's first of all, we had there are rumors that the script is not fully completed, and that is actually par for the course when it comes to the Russos, the way that they handle these Avengers movies, because they change things on the fly, things,
Yeah, like that doesn't mean anything to
that
say
doesn't
that it's
mean
not
anything.
fully done. Like it's not going to be fully done until they're like done with editing, because they could always go
Sure,
back and do ADR and shit, right? So like
sure.
that part, I'm not.
Yeah, so that part wasn't, but there, a lot of people are saying that a lot of contracts weren't signed, and that, like, they have all of these
That could be a
verbal
problem.
contracts with people, but they haven't signed all of the contracts, and because of that, it's not surprising that they're going to extend this. And not only that, but it's giving them more time to do the things that they need to do in a realistic time frame. So and they were kind of cutting it close when it came to that, with it originally being set literally like a year from now. I think that the extra time is warranted, and I think it's a good thing. Now I don't know if it's good. I don't know who it's good or bad for, right? So with this change, it actually pushed Doomsday to release on the same day as Dune 3. So because it's releasing at the same time as Dune 3,
No, Dune 3 had a freaking
yeah, Dune 3 Messiah.
I didn't know it had a date.
Yeah, it was set to release in December. So now the two are head to head. I honestly would not be surprised if Dune.
Have you watched Dune 2 yet?
Huh?
Have you watched Dune 2 yet?
I have not. No.
Still haven't gotten to it.
No. The first one was really good. I honestly, there's really no big reason why I haven't seen part 2 other than I forget whenever I get, we get so much stuff coming out, and when I have a little bit of time, I'm thinking, damn, what should I watch? And then Dune 2 has just been sliding under my radar for that, and I don't know why. I hear it's amazing.
Makes sense.
I hear that it's great. Like, it's a step up from the first one, and the first one was a little bit of a slow burn, but it was good.
I mean, if you thought the first one was good, then you would absolutely love the second one. If you thought the first one was slow and boring, then you would enjoy the second one. I think the second one was a good movie. Like, it was just good. It was exciting. It was just a better part of the story. Because again, it was, the first half of the story and the second half of the story. It's kind of like watching the first 3 seasons of Handmaid's Tales and then the last 3 seasons of Handmaid's Tale, and being like, bro, I can't get through these first 3 seasons, man. This shit is a slow burn. It's like, yeah, because it's the first half of an entire book.
Sure. But so with you seeing it, how do you think it would fare against Doomsday?
On the same day?
On the same day.
There's no way that's going to fly.
I don't think so either. I think they're pushing it. I think
no way.
Dune will push.
That would be I mean, I think they're Dune did fucking well. Dune 2 did well in the box office, right? Like, I mean, I'll check Box Office Mojo real quick, but I'm pretty sure it performed very well.
I don't think it's going to perform well with the hype that Doomsday has right now. It's supposed to be the biggest Marvel movie to come out, especially if Fantastic Four comes out, and or when Fantastic Four, if it's if people love it as much as we expect them to. You know what I mean? I don't think it's strong enough. I really don't think that Dune is a strong enough franchise to.
No, it's not. I mean, it only did. I mean, the entire run worldwide 714, domestic 282, and opening was 82 mil.
And how much
That
did
was
Thunderbolts make?
that was in 2024. That was like February of last year. That wasn't that
Sure.
long ago.
How much has Thunderbolts made so far?
They are at they had a 74 million opening, 174 domestic, and 357 worldwide.
Okay.
They're not doing that great in the international market.
Okay, but
Thunderbolts.
okay, so let's so now let's hype that up. You know, like let's bring up the hype even more with the entire X-Men cast, the original X-Men cast, Robert
Yeah.
Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. First time that we're seeing Doom in the MCU.
No, I mean, will
it's-
Avengers beat Dune? Yes. I of course, I think more people will choose Avengers. It will be Dune's detriment, but
Mhm.
I think there will be some people that will, I mean, there will be money left on the table, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
There will be some people that want to see both, and some people that'll say, you know what, I could wait a week because it's probably going to be too crowded and it's going to be sold out, or I didn't get my tickets in time, or whatever the fucking deal is.
Yeah.
They're both going to do well, but Doomsday will eat its lunch for sure. Like,
If y'all want to see this, start it now. Start the Doomsday campaign now, because otherwise, Dune is getting
Doomsday,
pushed. Yeah,
I like that.
Doomsday campaign now. Start hashtagging Doomsday, saying we about to go watch this together. We're gonna rally to
Yo,
watch
back to
Dune
back.
Doomsday.
Imagine.
Oh my god, that's a long ass day at the theater.
Word, because I'm sure that Dune
I'm
Messiah is
assuming
gonna
they're
be.
both gonna be long as hell. So
Yeah,
whatever.
because those Russo movies be long too.
Yeah,
That's like
it's gonna be
that's
crazy.
like 8 hours at the theater. I'd have to call off of work.
Ain't nobody doing all that. Ain't nobody
Word.
got time for that. Yeah. So anyway, so that's a big thing. Another big rumor that has been circulating. I heard it broken on the hot mic.
Before you jump, both
Mhm.
movies. Sorry, not the Dune, but both Avengers movies are now coming out in December, not in May.
Correct.
And Doomsday no longer coming out next May, now next December.
Correct.
And they already started filming.
Yes.
Jesus.
Actually, before I get into that, there was also they also had that person who was like filming shit from the set and leaking, some stuff off set.
Oh.
They obviously got into some trouble. They got their cease and desist, but they definitely shared some possible spoilers for folks. So from here on out, I would not be surprised if the studio now keeps things closed because they can't, this one person ruined it for everybody else.
I believe it.
Yep. So that also happened. I don't think that had anything to do with them delaying it. I think it's just all of the things that we've expressed, but I don't know. I think it's good. And like I was gonna say, I was listening to the hot mic, and they actually released the information that there's a big rumor right now saying that they are actually searching. Marvel is actively searching for Ghost Rider. So, and I'm not talking about because they're actively searching for Ghost Rider, that doesn't mean Nick Cage, because with Nick Cage, they could just call him up and, and set something up. No, they are actively looking for a new actor to possibly play Ghost Rider.
I don't know why, but I feel like they're gonna go with Austin Butler.
You think it's going to be a big name? I hope they go with a nobody.
semi-big name. I don't think they'll go with a nobody, but like Austin Butler's not a huge name. He's like a B star. I think they would use a B star.
I don't know about that. I don't know if he's exactly a B star. I think he's still
maybe a C star. He's not an A star. You think he's an A star?
I don't think
He
he's
didn't
an
win an Oscar,
A-lister,
did he?
but you don't have to win an Oscar to be an A-lister.
I know, but I'm just trying to think like that would automatically keep him in the A-list category. I don't think he won. I know he was nominated. That helps. But like ever since like the Elvis shit, most of the stuff that he's done, I feel like has been a little bit more on the lower, off the radar type stuff. Like he was in that Masters of the Air from Apple.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some like I think heist movie that's coming out soon. It hasn't been like these big budget flicks
Sure.
since the Elvis one.
Did he win for? No, I don't believe so. He's won. He's won some other awards, but I don't think he won an Oscar.
No, I don't think so.
No, because I'm not seeing it. He's been nominated for SAG Awards for Once Upon a Time in like Hollywood, and he's been nominated for quite a few things, but he hasn't won the Oscar. But anyway,
That's right. He was in Dune, but he was so freaking masked up. You didn't even really notice him that he was who he was. Yeah, you didn't see Dune Part 2, but when you watch it,
Mhm.
there's a character who's like freaking alien or whatever. You know, he's like all white with sharp razor teeth.
Okay,
That's Austin Butler, but you would never know it.
I guess. I don't know.
Outside of
I
that,
guess
no,
I guess I
yeah,
see
I
your
mean, I'm
point.
looking at his IMDb, his call sheet. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, then Elvis. Next thing after that is Masters of the Air and Dune Part 2. And then now
Sure.
he's got this and then the Bike Riders, which was like a kind of like a low budget Outsiders. Upcoming. Oh, I didn't even know about that. Heat
Okay,
2?
so oh yeah, I did hear about that. It's also with Michael Mann, I believe.
Adam Driver.
Or not Michael Mann. Why did I say that? With Adam Driver.
Yeah, Adam Driver and Austin Butler, Heat 2.
That's interesting. Oh yeah, but Michael Mann is directing again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what makes I had to look it up because we constantly have this.
What makes someone an A-lister?
What makes someone an A-lister, and literally it's just saying that it's a star whose name carries significant weight, meaning their presence in a film can attract audiences and ensure box office success.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think that he carries that much gravitas.
You argued with me on the fact that Nicolas Cage wasn't an A-list actor, and he literally brings people to the theaters.
Does he though?
Yes, he does. He did back then. You argue this with me with a number of people.
I did.
Austin Butler, okay, yeah, Austin Butler is a good argument.
Austin Butler definitely ain't no Nick Cage.
He's no Nick Cage, but he's a better actor than Nick Cage, and he's better looking. That carries him too. You know what I mean? So
either way, I still think
either way, I agree with you.
Went with a young new guy. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I see him in posters of the Bike Riders, and I'm like, that dude looks comfortable on a old school Harley. Like I think that could it matches the persona.
Yo, you know what would be dope now that we're talking about it?
Yeah.
If they give it to Charlie Hunnam.
I wouldn't be mad at that
I
at
wouldn't be
all.
mad at that.
That would be pretty
Wouldn't be-
fire.
Yeah, literally. Pun intended.
Yeah.
But no. I would champion that. I think he's his chops. I haven't seen too much from him in a while. So I'd like to see that.
The last thing I seen he was in was that boring ass movie on Apple TV. I think it was a series, matter of fact. I couldn't get
Oh
through it.
yeah, no, I never even started that.
I started it and I passed out.
It looked boring. It's too much
Yeah.
sand.
Sand.
Too much sand. I feel like oh, that's right. Rebel Moon was the last time I saw him.
Ooh, he was in that?
He was in Rebel Moon, the first part. Shantaram.
Did not. I don't know that I made it far enough. I mean, I pretty sure Netflix will tell you I watched all of Rebel Moon Part 1, but I know that I fell asleep 3 times trying to watch it.
Sure. Oh, that's right. Okay. So the Shantaram is the show that you were talking about. And before that I saw him in The Gentleman. He was in
yes.
2019. And currently he
the
is
movie version.
filming. Yes, the movie version. Yep. Currently, he's also filming Monsters, the next series, this next season of Monsters. That's the last one was the Menendez brothers, and the first one was what's his name? Ted Bundy, I think it was.
Okay.
So he's playing Ed Gein in the next.
So that's a big role for him.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But
it might be too dramatic for him to want to take on a comic book character.
Possibly. I think he's just happy to be a part of.
To be a part of Marvel,
and to be a part of maybe not necessarily that it's Marvel. It's I mean, there's a thing, right? There, some people when they get into a certain status, they would like to shit on it. But in all honesty, if you are a part of Marvel, you have consistent work. Like,
that's fair.
You're going to be guaranteed for X amount of movies, a possible TV show, possible, like how happy is his name is escaping me. Captain America.
Papa Doc? Captain America?
Yeah. Anthony Mackie. How happy is Anthony Mackie that he took?
Almost said Sam Wilson.
Yeah. How happy is Anthony Mackie that he took that role?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Because where would he be realistically without Marvel? Sorry
9
to
Mile
say.
Road.
Right. He'd be doing a sequel without Eminem. And that is
imagine.
No bueno.
Imagine Papa Doc on 9 Mile Road.
Yeah. 8 Mile Road, the sequel, the fall of Papa Doc.
Right.
That's terrible.
The fall of Papa Doc.
Let's see. Do me a favor, write that down for a possible episode title. No, so and since we're talking about Marvel, I might as well throw out this rumor as well. But they've come out and said that it's a very big rumor right now that Mark Ruffalo is set to reprise his role as Bruce Banner in Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
Finally,
I know he needs to. I mean,
the last thing we've seen was in She-Hulk.
Correct. Now, here's my biggest thing with that, right? With Mark Ruffalo reprising his role as Bruce Banner. Which Bruce Banner are we getting? Are we getting Professor Hulk? Because in my opinion, now I'm starting to get to that point where I'm agreeing with the loud fans who are saying, all right, we've had enough of Professor Hulk. It was good for like a movie, maybe one other thing, but at some point we need to get back to the unnerfed Hulk, right? Savage, just goes crazy. Like first of all, how do we get back to that? Right? Now that we've established this, it's got to be some multiversal stuff. How do we get back to dumbing him down again?
I think
this is the answer.
I think wasn't there talk about like leading into like a Planet Hulk movie? I think
they've been
that
talking
would
about
be,
that for years.
I think that could be a way to do it where, like he must Hulk all the way in order to defeat another Hulk. Like, because there was the story about how in this Brave New World. No, I'm sorry, not Brave New World. In Thunderbolts, U.S. agent was actually supposed to be a Red Hulk. Not the Red. He was. I don't know if he was supposed to be a Red Hulk.
Hulk.
He was supposed to be a Hulk, right? He was supposed to Hulk out at the end, and he was going to be the big bad. And then if we started seeing like more Hulks pop up, then that would lead into I guess a Planet Hulk, and it would force our Hulk to stop being Professor Hulk and to go back to his roots as a savage. But yeah, I don't know what is the thought process on this Spider-Man story that would make him, or you're just saying, I don't know, are we going to get that version? I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea what the story is behind, other than the fact that the world doesn't know who Peter Parker is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what everybody.
I think if anything, we would probably get not Professor Hulk. We would get Bruce Banner, straight up. Scientist Bruce Banner, trying to help Peter overcome
in some way, right?
In some way. But no one in the world knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man except for no one.
I mean, unless he tells somebody now.
Unless he tells them.
No one knows. No one knows that he exists anymore.
In the whole world.
Yes.
No one, including Doctor Strange.
Including Doctor Strange, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was how he warned him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think not Professor Hulk. I think people are done with that, and Marvel is aware. So I think Dr. Bruce Banner.
It'd be interesting to see how we're gonna get it. But I'm looking forward.
Maybe no Hulk at all.
I'm really looking forward to Spider-Man. I don't think he's gonna be I don't know if he's gonna pop up in Doomsday. I really don't, especially because, and it makes sense, right? If no one knows who he is, right? Someone has to go and recruit him again. Yeah. So that makes a ton of sense. But I'm very interested in seeing what comes from Spider-Man Brand New Day, because from my thought on it, right? And we got like the Homecoming, we got all of the home movies, right? The trilogy, and this is going to be the start of a new trilogy.
Yeah.
Where, in my opinion, I'm thinking we're going to see a darker Spider-Man, right? He's lonely. He's more of an adult, right? Probably working at the Bugle. But he's been on his own, just doing things. And he was acknowledged in Daredevil as well. So we know that he's still been active as Spider-Man. But I'm thinking we're going to see just a little more hardened Peter, and I'm looking forward to that.
He was acknowledged in Daredevil?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Kingpin mentioned him when talking about these vigilantes. He was mentioned.
Maybe I did
twice.
Do you think they're gonna make it another mental health episode thing? They can't do another movie that's all about mental health, right?
I don't know. And apparently they're also going to, which is good. They're going to, at least that's what they said, that they were going to steer away from the multiversal stuff, because the last one was good, but they don't want to do that for this one.
They can't do two straight multiversal movies.
No, they can't. But it also makes me hype for, the rumors around Sadie Sink So I can't wait to see who she actually plays. If she is Mayday Parker, that would be crazy. That would be dope as hell.
She can't be if it's not multiversal. I don't know. We talked about this last week, so
yeah. I know. But I mean, it doesn't have to be multiversal. It could be it. You don't even have to know right away. She could come from another universe. That doesn't mean that the whole movie is going to be based on the multiverse, So
I got you.
Yeah. So I'm hoping. Let's see how that all plays out. I like the Bruce Banner rumor. We need to see him.
I'm with it.
In the MCU. Yeah. You just froze and lagged real hard. Anyway, yeah, you. I could see you now. Now you're fine. It all caught up with itself. But for a minute there, I was like, "Oh shit, did I lose Johnny?" But anyway, all right. So Anyways, bad news for HBO. I'm sorry. Bad news for DC fans. Or should I say fans of the Batman. So it looks like HBO inadvertently confirmed that season 2 of The Penguin is a no-go. And by doing I'm all right with that too. I think it ended on a great note. I think a lot of people were really hoping for a second season. But leading into the second movie, I don't know how they would play into that. It was meant to be one season.
Yeah. That's why I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Because I knew going into it, this isn't a new TV show or anything. This is to bridge the gap between two movies.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a great show, but I don't need.
Yeah, a lot of people were really hyped because of the popularity and the success behind the Penguin. People were really clamoring for a second season. HBO and DC alike were both talking about it, as if it possibly could happen.
Yeah,
like we're not calling it. We're not calling it out right now. It is a limited series at the moment, but I'm thinking a second season could happen. I'm thinking this is probably a direct connection to, the issues that are going on with the Batman and with Matt Reeves, and his possible health, the rumors of possible like health issues and things that are, that are causing delays for this second movie. And for him to oversee it, maybe that's, maybe that's an indicator of that. But who knows? I don't see, did we talk about that last week or no? No, Matt Reeves. No. Yeah, so that's the biggest rumor right now, is that he's possibly having some health issues. This is why, the rumors are circulating that if Rob Pattinson can't make the scheduling for, for the Batman, that he's probably going to bow out. Matt Reeves, I'm talking about, because if it gets pushed any further out, like that could cause some issues. And again, like I was listening to the hot mic and this is where a lot of those insider conversations happen, or at least they, where they get some insider viewpoints, and they were expressing how they thought that they wouldn't be surprised. They'd be more surprised that if he actually came out and directed this thing by himself. That they wouldn't be surprised if there was actually a co-director, which I could totally see Matt Reeves and James Gunn doing this and making sure that it holds true to the world that Matt Reeves has built.
Mm-hmm.
but really like the bigger ideas and the bigger plans that they had for this seem like they may be dwindling. The movie's still going to be made, I believe, and it's still going to release. But like this bigger world that they were trying to build up, I don't know if that's happening unless they find someone else who could take up that mantle and like really bring together the vision that he has and that same aesthetic that he has built.
Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, 2 times we get robbed of some amazing Batman content / trilogy with dark, real grittiness due to unforeseen circumstances.
Sure.
That would suck if that's the case. Not that I wanted like a giant universe or anything out of this. I would have been happy with a good trilogy. That being said, Matt Reeves was he was only the executive producer of the Penguin. He wasn't the showrunner.
He wasn't.
He didn't direct any episodes.
No, but I'm pretty sure he oversaw.
I'm sure he could have had some oversight. So I don't know that whatever his health issue would have prevented that from moving forward. But I do see it related to the film as you described, if that's true. Hope he's all right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I hope he's I hope those rumors are not I hope those rumors are not true or but it is the only project that he's currently working on. So we'll see.
Thank
God.
See how it
turns out.
He can't be working on nothing else. Even if he's not sick.
That's true, I guess.
Wrap this shit up. It's supposed to come out in October, ain't it?
Yeah, he's doing a lot of producing. And yes, he is an executive producer on the Penguin. And he has a bunch
Batman 2 is supposed to come out this fall, right?
This fall? No.
Wasn't it supposed to come out this fall?
It's supposed to start filming this fall, maybe. He literally just they were
started filming. Oh, they were
no. He was handing in pages, the script. He hasn't fully. The rumor was that he was set to hand in the
final script. Yeah. No, you're right. I'm wrong. They were supposed to start filming in the fall. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're aiming for that. So it's not set to release until like 2027. So yeah, pre-production has started 2027. Robert Pattinson, Jeffrey Wright, Andy Serkis, which we all knew they're all coming back, and Colin Farrell. So all right. So I mean, yeah. I hope those rumors are not true. I'm looking forward to the Batman Part 2. Hopefully that comes out. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled or anything like that.
That would suck.
We have. All right. So, and Ryan Reynolds came out and said exactly what I thought. Right. So Ryan Reynolds came out and says that he thinks, I believe he was, I don't know where he was being interviewed or whatever, but he came out and he pretty much says that he thinks that Star Wars is ready to be rated R. He says he pitched an idea himself to the studios, not necessarily meaning that he wants to be in Star Wars, because he says he doesn't match that aesthetic, and his style doesn't match Star Wars, but he pitched an idea on how a rated R movie can sell in Star Wars. He says, let's see. He had pitched an idea of a such thing to Disney not too long ago, saying, "We don't do an R-rated Star Wars property." The way he describes it, why did it just move? I hate when it does this. It's freaking Apple mouse. Let's see. He said the way he describes it, this is more of a he made a more of a soft pitch, and he said that it wouldn't need A+ characters, and that it would be vulgar but not overly vulgar. He's just ready. What do you think about that? I think I know.
I mean, I like his idea. Like from what I read, he was basically like, it doesn't need to be Deadpool in Star Wars or in space, you know?
Yeah.
But just Star Wars with more there, you know? I feel like Andor opened the door for that. And there were some moments where I was like, oh, I'm surprised they're showing that on Disney. And especially like the let's call them sex scenes, the lesbian embrace and kiss sex scenes also. Um, then there was just the straight up violence, the murder, that is less typical. I guess, you know, you always see people get shot and die in Star Wars, but it doesn't seem as violent, I guess, because they're lasers. And so you just, you know, you get hit with a laser and you fall down or whatever. Whereas in Andor was a lot more like up close shots.
Sure.
And those point blank shots, like you see like the fucking explosion on someone's chest and whatnot. And just in general, I felt like it's opened the door, but it was still, but not all the way there, right? We're still
Sure.
PG-13. There was opportunity to go a little bit further with the violence, maybe the language, and some of the adult content. And, it doesn't need to be overly sexual, doesn't need to be overly vulgar, doesn't need to be overly bloody, but just slightly more adult, without feeling like, oh my God, we've pushed the boundary, and you know, we can't go back from here or anything like that. Like just over the edge.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I totally believe in it.
I think it'll just be cool to see people get cut in half with a lightsaber.
That too. I mean, we've seen it, but it's been
No, I'm talking about like bloody,
right.
You know, like things like that. I think a standalone Sith movie, rated R, would be fire.
I could see that.
I can see
Or
that.
there's
like a Vader.
There's that new animated show. I forget what it's called. And I haven't seen it yet on Disney Plus. That's like about the bad guys, villains, bounty hunters in the Clone Wars animated universe. I mean, that not even
Bad Batch, you mean?
It's not Bad Batch. It's brand new. It's probably out within the last month or so. It's with that one bounty hunter with the red eyes and the sharp teeth. Again, casual nerds. Yeah. Apologies, guys.
Yeah.
As soon as I see his name, I know who it is.
Yeah. Bounty Hunters? No. This is I'm looking it up. Hold on. That's a part of the resort. Yeah, I'm not sure of the show you're talking about.
Tales of the Underworld.
I haven't seen it. Obviously,
it came out at the beginning of the month, May 4th. And it follows.
I see it. Yeah,
6 episodes.
And they follow different bounty hunters, or it's just one story that.
It's one story. Former assassin and bounty hunter Asajj Ventress is given a new chance at life and must go on the run with an unexpected new ally, while outlaw Cad Bane faces his past.
Cad Bane,
when he confronts an old friend, now a marshal on the opposite side of the law. So this is like, you know, the bad guys.
Yeah.
Total. Obviously, this is animated, so not the thing. But if it was a film along these side, a Tales of the Underworld sign type of thing, rated R would be perfect for this.
Sure. If this were to become a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or extended into a movie.
I would like a rated R Knights of the Old Republic style Jedi movie, because we don't have to get away from Jedi, right? Like I get it, but like people really loved Andor because it didn't have to do with any Jedi or anything like that, and I totally understand that.
Yeah.
But if we could go back in time to when this, maybe when things started or around that same time, right? Knights of the Old Republic, where Jedi were thriving, and the Sith came out, like that whole battle. I think that would be amazing if that was rated R, but we'll see. I like that Ryan Reynolds is pitching ideas to them in this.
Yeah.
They're we know that it works, right?
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine did extremely well. And not saying that they have to go to, the Deadpool and Wolverine extent, but
sure,
it worked.
It didn't hurt the movie.
No, it did not.
The fact that it was rated R. It didn't hurt Disney. The fact that they released a rated R movie under the Disney Marvel brand. None of that was injured by the content that forced a rated R rating. And so it's obviously not going to cause no problems. Why not? Try it out. Give it a shot.
I mean, I had this listed, just to move on the conversation. I had this listed, but after this week's episode of The Last of Us, I don't know if this is any news anymore, but Catherine O'Hara, who, was on the show this past season, came out and essentially confirmed in her interview that she is not coming. They asked her if she was coming back to the show. And she said she's honestly not sure, but definitely not season 3, because season 3 is the Abby story. And her character was obviously on the side of, Joel and Ellie, and there's really no place where she would show up on Abby's side. So, but after, watching the season finale, I think that's kind of evident that that's where they're going. If you played the game, that you would know 100% that's where they're going. So this is only a shocker to those of you who haven't seen the episode. So if you haven't seen
the game.
Yeah, or played the game. Season 3 is going to be the Abby story. In the game is famously, you play as Ellie, you get one side of the story, and then in the middle of the game, you get the cutscene, and it goes to Abby's start of the story on day 1, and you now see her whole journey, and that makes you feel for Abby as well as Ellie, and that's where like the conflictedness comes in, right? Like you start to have
in the game, when you start as Abby day 1, it's Abby day 1.
No, day 1 in
Lake, or Abby day 1 Seattle.
Abby day 1 Seattle. Like you get to see where she is, where her headspace is.
Okay.
That was one of the arguments when it came to, the way that they filmed this past season. Is that they when
gave a little too much early.
When episode 2 happened, that they gave the reasoning behind what she did.
Yeah,
they gave it away too early. When in the game, you didn't find that out until you're going through that process as to that whole other side, on her side of the story, to then say, oh, okay, so, and then that starts the conversation like, well, was Abby in the wrong? Was Joel in the wrong? You know, like what, whose side are you on, kind of thing. So that's what we're getting at. I don't think that was a spoiler because that's what we've been leading up to. Still don't understand all of the hate that is going on with The Last of Us. I'm really enjoying it.
Only thing I'm mad about is I haven't heard about when the next season's coming out. Have they started filming? Because I'm not trying to wait another 2 years.
Yeah, that's a good point. Leo, you better get on that, bro.
Yeah, Leo, you might want to leave the episode early because I think we might have to talk about it.
Let's see. The Last of Us.
Don't worry, we'll play that siren.
The Last of Us season 3 filming. Let's see. I don't even think they filmed it yet. It's expected to begin in 2026. So filming is
going to be 2 years.
Yep. Production is likely to start in summer 2025 or possibly 2026 or 20. No, I don't know. Wait, what the hell is this? Let's see. Season 3 release date speculation cast. Maybe I'm wrong. It would make sense if they started filming soon and then we have a 2026 release. Season 2 is ended. It's likely that work will begin fairly soon and we'll have a better idea as time goes on. But for now, 2027 seems like a fair assumption. So the 2027 is an assumption. We really don't know when they're planning on filming and whatnot. That's par for the course right now, bro. 2 years.
All right.
I missed the year, and I'll be honest with you. Like, this is the problem with getting, and I don't know if it's so.
Yo, that's I don't know if it's a big problem.
How you just gonna say that?
Sorry, because it's on the line of this whole thing, but
okay,
this is homie hasn't even written the fucking script and wasn't planning to start writing the script until after the airing of season 2.
Nice. Yeah, so and that's the problem, man. That's the problem. Yeah, we're giving people 2 years nowadays. I missed the days, and honestly, 2 years isn't that crazy, I guess, for this type of series. But I missed the days when you were on a hit show, right, and you weren't that an A-lister, right? You just got on a hit show, and everyone is just looking forward to recording this show.
Yeah.
Right. And no one had to adjust the schedule because
you're coming out of some other movie now.
Yeah, this person is now filming 3 movies, at the same time, and now we got to work around their schedule. No, it's like, stick to the schedule of this damn show. Like, this is your bread and butter, and you got to treat it like it. And I was gonna say, like, it's an A-list actor thing, but honestly, Pedro's not there.
I don't think he's the problem.
He's not the problem. I don't think
he's also not. Yeah, he's not there.
yeah.
And he might be in some more flashbacks. I don't know, but yeah.
So I don't know, but 2 years. 2 years.
Wonderful. Super excited. Yeah, I was I seen it last night, and as soon as it ended, Whitey literally was like, "Oh, great! Now we got to wait another 2 years to finish what the hell this was." And I was like, "Nah, I don't think it's gonna be 2 years before the next one because this one was so popular. They're bringing it sooner." No, I have to apologize for lying.
I mean, if he hasn't started writing it, I don't see filming and production starting in July.
I think it said production was supposed to start in July, pre-production starting in July. But I mean, how much pre-production can you do without a script? He might have like an outline of a script, but not a. He doesn't have a script yet. I mean, they know what the fuck is happening, right? Like they've already made the show because they made the game.
Yeah.
So there's things that they could do in pre-production, right? Building sets, scouting locations, shit
For
like that.
what? Oh well, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
for shit that they already know, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just like this is where it takes place. We know we will do something here. What the people will say, how the cameras will look at them, who will be the focus. That's the part that hasn't been, and what order things will go. That's the part that he hasn't put together yet. But you know, standing on a, I don't know. I'm gonna throw a wild guess out here because I read some statement. Standing on a beach in San Diego. You know, Scout San Diego, right? Like,
Yeah.
apparently that's a location in the game. Where, you know, all of that stuff they can start doing now without having to have the script done. Unless he decides he doesn't want to do it that way.
I mean, we're gonna fucking
We'll
see.
find out.
Yeah,
we'll find out. I mean, it's not like I'm not here for it. I'm just sad.
I know.
Especially because this season was only 7 episodes.
Yeah.
That's what made me feel like, oh, then they're coming soon with another 7. Right back.
Nope. They just want you to suffer, wait and suffer. And hopefully the people that are the haters aren't loud enough for them.
Maybe they just want the haters to wade off a little bit.
Sure.
Fade a little. I also imagine there'll be less Ellie in this next season, right? So people could stop with the memes.
Yeah. Yep, it's the Abby side. So we may see some small things with Ellie, but no, we're gonna see all of Abby and her side of you know, the people that she loves and holds dear and all that stuff, and you know, her day to day, which is good. Maybe that'll, you know, change the hate and it'll bring it around.
We talked earlier about you can't please the internet, right?
Can't please the internet ever. Speaking about hate, I don't know if you'll love or hate this next piece of news, but apparently they're making a Street Fighter movie. And they've added a few people to the cast for Street Fighter, and I'm not mad at it. Jason Momoa, Roman Reigns from WWE. He's a WWE wrestler.
Roman Reigns. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
They are set to they are rumored as well as Andrew Koji.
Who that?
I believe he's from Bullet Train.
Okay.
He's been added to the cast as well. Roman Reigns is rumored to be playing Akuma, and Jason Momoa is rumored to be playing what's his name? The green monster guy from Street Fighter.
Jesus.
I know.
Take my freaking nerd pass away. Blanca.
There we go. That's currently the rumor.
God, I smoke too much weed. Okay. Jason Momoa is Blanca. I could fuck with that. I remember he was like Brazilian, mad buff, and just happened to be green and made electricity. But yeah, I could fuck with. I
like those casting choices.
I feel like as long as this is in a very similar, and I'm sure you'll agree, style as the Mortal Kombat reboot, the most recent one, I'm with it. If they can make Street Fighter cool, like the Mortal Kombat movie was cool, I'm with it.
I agree. I think it could be good. I like that.
It'd be even cooler if they eventually do a Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat movie. I would fuck with that too. As much as I talk shit about Alien versus Predator franchise, I would fuck with a Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that'll be dope. Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat would be fire. I think a lot of those type of mashups are
They'll never do a Marvel versus Capcom though.
Oh, that would be dope. That would be
That
dope.
would be fire ass movie.
fire.
Bro. Imagine a Marvel versus Capcom.
I mean, they could do a cameo.
It
You know?
could be one of the multiverses.
Yeah. I would even take a Def Jam Fight for New York movie. Get all the rappers to battle it out.
That was fire.
would be
Def
fun. That would be
Fight
dope.
for New York. Wow. Oh, what a throwback.
Grab a lot of those rappers, the ones that are still alive.
Was that an Xbox 360?
Probably, yeah. 360, I
so.
think so. Yeah. I used to love that game.
Good times.
Oh man, yeah, that would be dope. So yeah, that's I like that news. I think it's at first I was like, oh come
I'm
on.
not mad at it.
But no, I'm not, as I let it simmer, I'm not mad at it.
Who was that first person again? That's a character I'm not even familiar with.
Roman Reigns will be playing Akuma.
Yeah, who's Akuma?
He is. If I show you a picture, you'll know exactly who that is.
Akuma. How do you spell it?
Akuma.
Does not seem familiar to me with Street Fighter. What is this, like Street Fighter 3 or something?
Maybe Street Fighter Alpha or something like that.
Street Fighter Turbo. First appearing in Street Fighter 2 Turbo as a hidden final boss. I honestly don't think. Yeah, he was also in Alpha Generations. But yeah, I don't remember ever seeing this dude.
Yeah, I remember his look. And I think wrestlers
stopped playing Street Fighter by that point.
Wrestlers are decent enough.
Is not this big though. Roman Reigns is kind of a I mean, he's not even as big as Jason Momoa. This dude looks giant.
Jason Momoa is not that big nowadays.
Agreed, but Roman Reigns is even smaller.
I mean, they can pack it up.
Sure,
they can work out a lot harder. There's not a lot of people in that list of jacked
It'll probably
people
be CGI anyway.
There's not a huge list of jacked people who can act. You know what I mean? So
that is fair.
There's not a ton of that. So I'm not mad at them digging into the WWE pool.
I'm not mad at that at all. No. Typically, those dudes are decent actors.
Sure.
Decent
enough. All right, that's all I really had. It seems like, oh yeah, no wait. It's not crazy news. Because I don't know who these actors are, but Harry Potter has found their big three for the season or for the series. I'm sorry.
You wouldn't know who they are because they're nobodies.
They're all just three kids, and they looked the part or whatever. There's a little bit of controversy that the little girl
controversy. Do they look the part?
Yeah, Hermione, the girl who plays Hermione, she seems to be a little darker skinned.
God forbid there's any people of color involved in Harry Potter.
Yeah, well, and not too many people are up in arms about that one. It's Professor Snape that everyone
also
is really, really up in arms about.
Both of them.
Because Professor Snape,
the Snape one was older, so that one people have been just complaining about for a longer time. which has allowed it to fester higher.
Correct. But not only that, but he's like legit a black dude, like straight up.
Yeah, and that's the thing with
nothing...
the Hermione actor is that, one, I mean, she's a little kid. Two, nobody knows what, like, people are making all of these nobody knows anything about her because she is a first timer. There was like I don't know, 30 or 50,000 people that like auditioned for this role, right? And she happens to have not a super white complexion, sitting next to Harry Potter and what's his face?
Ron.
Weasley. People just immediately start making assumptions of black Hermione or Latina Hermione, brown Hermione, all these things. And it's like, I mean, she might just be like Greek, bro. Like, like she might just have olive skin and the lighting in the photo made her look darker. Like, no one knows anything about these people. They're jumping based off of her name, which is also, if you're just going off of someone's name, I guess if her name was, Annabelle Ruiz or something like that, you can immediately jump into your ignorant rant. But I think her name is like,
it's Arabella Stanton.
Arabella Stanton. So it's like, she could be anything.
Yeah.
Let her be an actor. How about that? Also, there is no description of the skin color of Hermione in any of the books.
Yep.
According to J.K. Rowling herself, who's a staunch bigot, by the way,
yes,
and has no problem, except, and by the way, also defended when a black actress played Hermione on Broadway in the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, I think is what it's called, on the Broadway show. Black actress played Hermione, like black lady, adult, obviously.
Very like a very dark skin.
A very dark. You couldn't confuse them and say, "Oh, maybe they're of mixed race." No, this person has obvious African ancestry. J.K. Rowling did not bat an eye and literally said there's no mention of the skin color, just the fact that she has frizzy hair. Frizzy hair could be of any race.
Yeah.
And so she fits the part.
Yeah,
again,
she fits the part,
who
and
the
she has
fuck
a job.
cares? These are little kids, man. Let them fucking play the goddamn roles in the movie.
Right.
Why y'all gotta care so much?
Yeah, she hasn't been. This will be her first movie, but she has actually acted as Matilda in the Matilda musical. So from 2023 to 2024, yeah, on stage.
Nice. I'm sure she's a skilled actor. Like, she wouldn't have won the role just based on the fact that she was brown skinned, like these freaking MAGA folks wants to believe.
Yeah.
Like, she's got skills, yo. Like, let her live.
Yeah.
She's gonna make the movie. She's gonna make the show fire. You're all gonna love it. You're all gonna dive deeper into the Harry Potter lore and wear your fucking stupid ass costumes. As long as you sign up to be super nerds, you're good in my book.
Yeah. I mean, these nerdy people sharing their opinions. What the hell is wrong with them, bro?
Stupid nerds, man. I swear.
Idiots. That's why I stay casual.
Got to.
Am I
I thought you were about to.
Am I still casual? Am I still
casual? I mean, are you gonna put the Darth Vader mask on? Because then
I should, right? It doesn't fit me though. That one was the one I made for Xander. Wait till I have this alien thing coming out of the ceiling.
That's amazing. Great stuff, by the way. And also, like, You know, a lot of people think it's super easy. By the way, for those folks that are just listening, Wok just whipped out a Minecraft sword that he made, which looks phenomenal. And like, it, you know, just on the kudos to you, like people think this shit is easy. The painting work is, I think, 80% of the job. Like,
Oh yeah.
getting the
trying to
print
figure-
done, like there's talent involved in that.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
great.
paint work, like jump on YouTube and check out Wax paint jobs. Like they're fire. Like it's
Yeah.
official.
Yeah. Now Xander wants a crystal. He wants the diamond
course, yes.
one. So
Yeah, of course.
and I gotta figure that out. I gotta figure out how to make a diamond one. I started printing it in blue, and I'm gonna try to figure it out from there. So
I got like a translucent ink, or not ink, whatever the fuck that shit is called, filament.
Yeah, I guess I can search for that and then reprint it in that, but I want the challenge of painting it and giving it the illusion of that diamond. You know, so we'll see.
I like that. I like that.
And if it all else fails and he's not happy with it, which he will be, and if he's not happy with it, then you know I'll look into that.
Yeah.
Now, if I had a resin printer, I would do it in that clear resin, you know, but one day at a time.
Soon and very soon.
Yeah, soon enough. Let me get these this whole thing started. But anyway, did you want to it seemed like you really wanted to talk about The Last of Us this
I mean, I won't mind spending a couple minutes talking about the season finale.
Yeah, because you probably have some questions and stuff. So
yeah.
All right, cool. Because I have no other news. So I'll do it.
Spoiler alert.
Leo, this is your warning that if you since you haven't seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, and anyone else listening to this for that matter, this is your warning that we are going to be discussing the final episode of The Last of Us without any kind of filters. So now we're good. All right. So, so there we go. So, all right. What questions do you have on the final episode? I really enjoyed it. I thought that you know, a lot of the things that we saw were so true to how the game played out. That's one thing that I will say about the show is the areas that they chose for the scenery are on par with the game. And it reminds me so much down to, you know, the Ferris wheel and, you know, when they're heading to the island and, you know, when she goes in through the window at the end and
I was watching that whole segment where she like goes to the island on the boat. Actually, even like just before that, like picking up the gun, about to shoot the people, and then suddenly people show up. You know, the army, the WLF army shows up, so everyone else gets on the boats. Then there's just a boat left. She gets on the boat capsizes on the wave. She ends up on the island. All that shit happens. She ends up back on the boat, still heads towards the Ferris wheel, lands there, looks at the roof, sees the pathway. There's a plank that's going from one building to another.
Yeah, it's very video game mess, right?
Everything, I was like, yo, this shit is so video game like. I don't know if this is exactly how the game went.
Yeah.
But when they wrote it, they were like, if this isn't how the game went, this is how I would want the game to have gone. Because it was just like, exactly the way you play a game. Oh, there just happens to be a plank there that leads from one building to another. Oh, there just happens to be a window broken there in a room that people used to sleep in, so you know they're obviously not there anymore. Oh, there just happens to be a door that's creaked open. Like all of the things were just like, oh my God, this is so much like a video game that I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, it's great.
It felt like watching a game come to life that I hope that's how the game was, but
Yeah,
yeah, that's actually
it was
one of my
exactly
questions,
like that.
as always, is really, how true to the game was this last episode, all the way through, really. But at least the big highlight points that we've talked about.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played it now, because I played both games when the first season released. So,
Right.
but from my recollection, it all looks amazing. I don't remember the story arc enough to know all of the changes that they made, because that's some people who are like crazy fans are complaining that, like, in that final scene when she walked up on the two people and they're having that discussion, that how she was like had empathy for the pregnant woman. I remember her having that empathy in the game, but apparently like she was more ruthless is what people are saying.
And I've heard that complaint just in general. I think we talked about that last week when we were talking about it, is that apparently in the game she was way more ruthless about all things, even when like she was told that what's her face is pregnant, like she wasn't like so excited about it. She was like kind of more worried or pissed or concerned or whatever. Like, so all of that stuff is like, well, why are they making her more empathetic? I don't know, because TV audiences like it more. Duh.
Yeah, and that's been the argument. I've just been trying to get our threads activity up, so I just start arguments with everyone, and people always swear that they know more, or they're just like, oh, you're so stupid, why would you like, and it is what it is.
Sure.
But at least people are like talking shit and
at least they're engaging.
Yeah, they're engaging, and that I like that. So but anyway, yeah, so I don't think that any of the changes that they made they're exactly that. And if you want, you can listen to last week's episode, because we have a whole discussion and rant on my thoughts on people not knowing the differences between a fucking video game story, how a story is told in a video game and how a story is told in a movie / TV show. Like, you need the hero's journey. So anyway, whatever.
Yep.
But in this one, I felt like everything looked legit. I liked a lot of people were complaining about the fact that she just washed up on that shore and how quick that was and how pointless it was, they were saying. But it was a direct callback to the fact that she just wanted to save someone in when she was with the Asian dude. I forget his name. I'm always bad with
Jesse.
Jesse. So when she's with Jesse and he stops her from saving that that person, the Scar from the team.
Yeah.
And he stopped her and she was all mad about it. And now she, that was a callback to that, how she washed up on here. They find her. They know that she's not a part of the Wolf team. And the little kid was just like, gutter, and they were about to before shit popped off. And I vaguely remember also in the video game, I can't remember the placement of it, but I vaguely remember having to navigate through their burning village.
Okay.
They are constantly, that's what the game is about. Like, you keep getting in between the war going on between the Scars and the Wolves. And you I believe the Wolves came and like lit up their village and exploded some shit, and you're like navigating the burning, the burning village to get back onto the boat and to get back onto your path. So that's what I vaguely remember. I don't know how like accurate. They just had to cut that down because you're not in a video game. You're not gonna have to navigate.
Like how much time are you gonna spend on that to make an 8th episode? Right.
Correct. So I thought it was a nice little callback to let them know, like, yo, shit ain't sweet out here. And
exactly. Like I like that.
Yep. Yes, he was right. So and then down to Jesse was always gonna die.
In that same way, just like that, like walking through the door, get shot.
Walks through the door, boom, popped in the head.
By Abby.
It's gone.
Abby is there at that moment. And then it does a fade.
Yep. And then right there, that's where it cuts off.
And it goes day one.
She wakes up.
It's exactly like the game in that.
Yep. And then you wake up in that stadium.
You guys fucking loved it.
Yeah. Then she wakes up in that stadium, and the stadium looks exactly the same too.
That's cool.
Except in the game, you just keep playing as
walking around. That's fucking awesome. I love that. I love. Like I said before, like I don't know, we seen that. I read that article where dude was complaining about how like it's almost exactly like the game. I fucking love that they made it exactly like the game.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool, and it has got to be. If I played the game, I would be so hyped when that part came out. And when I seen that, I'm like, oh my god, that's exactly like the. I did that.
You didn't even play the game and actually make it through.
I never played part 2, so
I know that's what I'm trying to tell you. Pop the game in because you bought it, you played it, and you couldn't get past one person. Put it on the easy then.
It wasn't even. It was. I mean, it really wasn't that I couldn't. I mean, I'm sure that's the excuse I gave. I know that I
put it on easy.
On one like basic. Whatever the dudes are that explode.
Mm-hmm.
I got stuck on like one of those, and it's just like I don't got time to play video games. Why do I keep going back around to finish this one part? And I'm not opposed to it. That PS4 Pro is still sitting right there.
Yeah, and it's in that room right there, so you don't have to worry about the kids walking in.
I think it's still powered. Yeah, maybe.
Why not?
I'll find some
time. You're sitting there and you got some downtime. It's like, let me just play a little bit more.
Why not? Why not?
Easy. Put it on easy just to get the story. Yeah, just to get the story out. You ain't trying to prove anything to nobody. You ain't a bitch for playing on easy. I mean, if we find out, we will call you that. But who are we?
I would never tell you.
You would never.
There's got to be a way to stream it into my Vision Pro, and then nobody will know what I'm playing.
That's right. If anybody will find out, it's you. So no, I was very happy with that with the ending. I can't wait for season 3. And then I'll be sad because we have no other source material. So I don't know what they're doing past season 3. So
yeah, my thought is that more than likely they will, especially with the 2-year gap between season 2 and season 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think
they're probably making a little
they're
bit.
They're gonna do season or game 3, part 3 of the game will either come out at the beginning of season 2 timeline or shortly after season 2 timeline, and they'll begin working on the show again I'm sorry, not season 2, season 3. After season 3 releases, they would release the game, and then shortly after start working on the script for the show version, the TV version of it.
Okay.
If super successful. Also, like, I'm not mad if they just leave it at 3 seasons, leave it at 2 games, soak it up. This is a story. Enjoy it. Like, not everything has to be a trilogy. Not everything has to be a fucking giant ass universe with consistent fucking GTA 5 10-year long runs. You know what I mean?
No, and in all honesty, it's more of people wanting it. The creator and the writer um, for The Last of Us, Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann.
Neil Druckmann and Hallie something.
From what I'm seeing right now, it's saying that Neil Druckmann hinted at a concept for
He's
a
the main
third
dude,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, he's the main dude. He's hinted at the concept for a game that they have, but it's not in production. He's also it says Druckmann in March 2025. Druckmann cautioned against betting on there being more of The Last of Us, suggesting that the TV show might be the final chapter. So, and he's actually been working on a new IP for Naughty Dog called Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. I've seen they released a trailer of that probably a year or so ago. But that's not being released until 2027 at the earliest, it says. So I don't know if he even has time to come out with a new, if they even want to. It'll be dope that if he takes that concept and says, hey, so there won't be a third game, but the concept, we're releasing it as a series, as a season on this, and then that's how we're going to close it out. I wouldn't be totally mad at that, but I would like another game. And releasing a new season and then releasing the game afterward, that just enhances the experience.
Yeah,
might play out well. I don't know. We've seen it. We've done it this time. This way. The last game / season could come out the other way. I don't know. We'll see. But these motherfuckers ain't even writing the script for the next one. So
I know that's the crazy
new game. So that's all I got, though. You have anything else to add?
No.
Yeah, I haven't really fucked with anything. I have nothing that I haven't talked about. I completed The Long Walk, the book. So
enjoyed?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. There was a lot of dated stuff. It's a movie.
That's movie? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to watch the movie. It's an interesting, but it's literally about that, like just a bunch of there's just a long walk that 100 boys go on this walk, and when they fall behind by any margin, they get a warning. They get up to 3 warnings, and then they're shot.
Sounds like a very anxiety-ridden story.
Yeah, it's going to be very anxiety-ridden movie. It's interesting, right? Like you get the ones that make it further along. It's like how their brains are working, like what brings them down, like what they're thinking about, as they fucking are walking for days at one point, like no sleep because they don't stop for shit.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting, like how their psyche during that. So I look forward to watching the film. But yeah, that's really it. I want to watch Murderbot. I want to watch Fountain of Youth. I want to watch a few things. Just haven't really had time.
I started Murderbot and I saw Fountain of Youth.
Worth the watch? Both of them?
Yes and yes. Not sure yet, and yes.
Okay.
So I'll go with Fountain of Youth first. I fucked with it. It was good. It was entertaining. It was very exactly what you were being sold. Mm-hmm. Indiana Jones with Jim from The Office, directed by Guy Ritchie.
Nice.
So you got the similar action style of maybe like a Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes type, not without the the pausing and the
Oh
imagining
yeah.
people's moves, but just the fight scenes. I'm impressed with. I can't remember, John Krasinski, I think this is his
Yeah,
name
John
is, right?
Krasinski,
Yeah.
yep.
I'm impressed with his fighting skills. Plus, also having seen him in Jack Ryan, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. And he does a lot of that stuff in there.
Physical kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
that physical stunt work. So he did a good job. His banter with Natalie Portman was really good. I like the fact that they were brother and sister, and so you never had to have that will they, won't they love interest concern
Yeah.
that you typically get in these movies. It was a little maybe too Indiana Jones over the top-ish. Like it started exactly with like the way Indiana Jones movie, like it starts with a heist that has nothing to do with the real um storyline. I won't say that. It's a little bit different because I guess it kind of does have to do with the storyline, but it starts with a heist and then you get into the real story. And I probably 3 or 4 times in the movie wanted to scream out, "It belongs in a museum!" Like it just sounded like he wanted to say that line, but you can't say it, right?
Yeah.
But he was definitely exuding that concept. Um, it was thrilling. Let's call it fun. Would not have watched this in the theater.
Mm.
Not that good. People would have watched it in the theater. Just the only way I would have seen it in the theater is if it was like my second movie of the week on my AMC pass type thing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it wouldn't have drawn me to a theater. It's not that
No,
compelling of a
I
flick.
didn't run to the app to watch it. So
Exactly.
like, it looks entertaining, but
It's an entertaining streaming flick for sure.
sure.
It's and the reason I watched it is just I haven't seen a movie at home in a really long time. Usually when we have time to watch anything after the kids go to sleep, it's like, what are the shows that we're behind on? Let's catch up. So to sit there and watch like an hour and a half to 2.5 hours of straight content, even though sometimes we do that with a TV show, for some reason, movies never make it up
I
there.
know how that is. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we were like, you know what? It's the Memorial Day weekend. Yeah,
Let's
watch a
do it.
movie. And it was enjoyable. So yes, I would recommend it. I wouldn't necessarily prioritize it, but I would say, yeah, if you have some time and you're in for a little action popcorn flick, Fountain of Youth, thumbs up from Johnny. It was
Nice.
enjoyable. And what was the other one?
Murder.
Murderbot.
Yeah.
I need to see more.
That's how I felt about it.
It bills itself as kind of a comedy, which is weird because Alexander Skarsgård, not necessarily a comedic actor.
Sure.
And he drops these like, I don't want to say they're one-liners, but I don't know. He just is constantly like saying things and then pausing, as if like he's waiting for an audience reaction. Like,
Yeah, laugh track.
kind of. And it's just like, I didn't find that funny. Am I supposed to find that funny? So that's where I was at with it. I only saw the first episode, and it was like after we had seen many episodes of something else, and wifey fell asleep, and I just let it autoplay. So I saw it, and then I was like, all right, it's time to go to bed. I can't watch another episode. I don't know that I will, but I'm
probably gonna check it out. It seems like it's a me show. I don't think my girl would be interested in that. She's interested in watching Fountain of Youth, so I'll give her a few tries on saying, "Hey, do you think this would?" And then she'll say, "No, no, no," and then I'll just end up watching it. She'll catch a little bit and be like, "Oh, I wanted to see that." Yeah, you know how that plays out. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't. These are those. That's exactly what I assumed on both. Right, more excited to check out Fountain of Youth. Murderbot seemed like this could be good, but I really don't know how to feel about it.
It's weird because it's an Apple Studios show, so
Mhm.
it's big budget. So like the graphics don't look bad. It's almost, I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say it. It's almost like a big budget CW show.
I get you.
You know, like if most CW shows, like you look at them and you're like, I already know this is, you know, even when they did like Doom Patrol on Max, like you were like, it's still a little low budget. It's a
Yeah.
bigger budget than CW, but still a little low budget. And then like the acting was straight CW. This one is kind of like a little better than CW acting. You know, you got some A talent here, or A TV talent. Um, uh, but the like the graphics package is top notch. You know,
All
like
right.
everything looks pretty good. Uh, but like the script is where it's I'm
Like
not
a little
sold
bit.
yet. Yeah,
All right.
I'm not all the way there.
Well, I'll let you know when I watch it, how I receive it, and then we'll
Yeah.
kind of go from there. We'll
Outside of
re.
that, I've been fucking personally Mobland and
Oh
Your
yeah,
Friends and Neighbors.
yeah.
Friends and Neighbors, I think I have 2 or 3 episodes left for the season. Mobland, I saw episode. You're all the way caught up, right?
Oh
On
yeah,
Mobland?
both of them. Yeah.
So the last episode that I saw was the one where Richie sits down with the cops at the end.
Oh, that was probably like episode.
I want to say it's 8, but it might be 7.
Oh, which one is the one that aired last night?
9.
Okay. Yeah. It's probably like 7.
It might have been 7.
But yeah. Anyway, you're almost there.
I'm close. It's a great fucking show. I just hate
Oh, it pisses
everyone
you
in
off.
it.
Yeah.
I hate everyone in it. I just
Yeah.
can't understand how any of you people. The only person that I love is Harry D'Souza because I fucking love Tom Hardy and
Yeah.
he's, you know, outside of the Venom movies, he has never failed to disappoint. It is kind of
Even
weird every time he talks to Eddie,
Mhm.
Eddie Harrigan, and when he's like, Eddie, and I'm like, oh, that's the Venom boys.
Yeah. Right. Hello, Eddie.
Hello, Eddie. um, there were a couple spots in the 2 episodes I seen last night, and I was like, this motherfucker. Anyways, love him, love his character, love everything he does. Everyone else, I would not be mad if they all died in this
Yeah.
fucking show.
And they
Like,
probably
fuck
should.
all of them. They all deserve it.
Yep.
They're all fucking morons.
Pierce
But it's Guy
Brosnan
Ritchie,
and
so he
Helen
makes it
Mirren.
entertaining.
Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, both.
Oh my
great.
God. It's we were talking about it with Dave, and Dave was like, you know, it's so hard to go from like 1923 seeing her as like such a like nice person to
Yes.
like watching her
person.
be like such a fucking uh badass, evil, conniving British cunt. Right? Like
Yeah,
and it's weird. But like if they hadn't placed early on the story of how what's his name, Colin,
Which one, Kevin?
no, Pierce Brosnan's character.
Oh, Conrad.
Yeah. How Conrad, like, basically bed this girl at like 16 or under 18, right? She was underage. And she was like a crazy, wild ass, badass back then, where she like greeted him at the door with a shotgun. Like laid the foundation for me to understand the wild card we're dealing with Maeve. The only thing that gets me with this show, which is what I was just saying, is I don't understand how like they go from that to 50 years later, and no one has killed them yet. Like no one. How have they fucking led and run shit? Because she's a fucking bonkers ass woman. Unless she's just been holding this all down until now for her to
you
make
notice
her jump.
they keep saying how Conrad is losing it.
Yes.
Like how he's just losing his mind.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think the same thing is going for Maeve, right? Like she's always been a wild card, but now as an old woman, she's especially a wild card. Like, it's just
I guess that makes
very
sense,
enhanced, and we're seeing like that. And Harry, this is my thought, is Harry is seeing all of this, not liking those choices, but he has to kind of roll with it to an extent.
Yeah.
But he's just a very loyal guy. And it was interesting how, the Mexican dude or Colombian dude. Yeah, Jaime. How he came and he didn't even want to talk to you. He's like, I actually came here to talk to you.
Right.
And was just like, I heard that it was just you in those buildings. Like, no wonder she wants you. Like, yeah, he fucking mowed down an entire building of people to try to find this information. You know what I mean? So
consistently, like he's a super badass for being like a fixer.
Like,
he is the fixer.
Which brings me to another fucking point of why does Eddie keep trying to fuck with him? Like, he's not smart.
I
needs a golden crown.
Yeah.
A poisoned drink, whatever. He needs to die a very Game of Thrones style death. So
I wouldn't be mad to see Eddie gone. I thought it was like a really smart play when he was talking to the daughter and he was like, and she was like, he's not even that bad. And Harry was like, he's a psychotic murderer.
Yeah. Like, you have
then
no idea.
She said some shit where she was just like, have you ever heard about this this syndrome or whatever? I think she called it the Electra syndrome. And she was like, where daughters find mates that remind them of their dads.
Their dads, yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, Harry is also a psychotic murderer. He's a calm psychotic murderer. Because you hear the phrase psychotic murderer and you think of a person like Eddie that stabbed a dude 60 times and has no control. Harry has control and chooses to murder.
Mm-hmm.
Which also makes him psychotic.
Yeah. When he just had that one dude who was the guy who chopped up the kid, his son or whatever, and he had him tortured, and he was like, he said, well, you do it. And he didn't even bat an eye. He just did it. And then he was just like, all right, okay. Like,
right.
What do you, is that all you needed? I again
love Tom Hardy. Can't wait to watch Havoc on Netflix. I've just been holding off because I can't watch two Tom Hardy things at the same time. I get confused.
I started it and it was tough to.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like from like not good? standpoint?
I didn't finish it. I started it with my girl, and it's very weird. It's very Sin City style directing, and just like
Really? Okay,
yeah,
I didn't get that from the preview.
Very interesting choice of direction.
That's
And
interesting.
yeah, and things were just like cutting and moving a little too fast, and I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I gotta revisit it myself. But that's just same shit that my girl just likes to start movies and never revisit them. We started Novocaine and same thing. Like I was enjoying it, and we both decided, oh, we're tired, we're gonna go to bed, and hasn't revisited it, saying like, oh, I really want to watch this. So, whatever. But
For sure.
all right.
Can't stop a movie in the middle. I'll finish it.
I know. We generally watch late at night, so
yeah.
I need to get my ass to bed.
I totally get it. Yeah.
Yeah, like right now would be the time.
It's the only reason why I don't watch movies.
Yeah. All right, but that's all I got. You got anything else to add to this?
I'm good, bro. We well over time.
Guys, thank you for tuning into this week's episode. If you really enjoyed this, please rate, review, subscribe wherever it is that you are listening. If you are watching us on YouTube, please click that button, ring that bell, subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. Other than that, we'll catch you next week. We are on damn near like clockwork, almost. And if you want to watch us live, please tune in every Tuesday at about 9:30ish, 10ish on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. Maybe soon IG. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But other than that, we'll catch you next week. Peace.
Peace.